Hello, Wastelanders, and welcome to Cash or Trash, my Crossout mobile review series. In this episode, we'll be covering the Morta Plasma Cannon. So, starting out with the stats, it's got 12 energy, 7,549 durability. It used to have somewhere around 7,700, but after all its nerfs, it's down to like some weird amount. And the mass is 992 kilograms. The perk is the longer the weapon doesn't fire, the bigger the projectile will become. It also, the projectile will also pierce through all parts of the enemy vehicle, and it will slow down the enemy vehicle by 50% for 2 seconds upon hit. Meaning if you hit someone, they're going to be moving at a snail's pace for 2 seconds. Really, the way you use this thing is like an assassin weapon. You do not brawl with a Morta. If you brawl off a Morta, you won't have a Morta, because they've already shot it off, because this is the most obvious weapon in the entire game, as it is glowing and moving constantly, as well as the fact that it is probably the biggest weapon in the entire game. So, yeah, don't brawl with this thing. It's an assassin weapon. The damage is severe. The projectile speed, 65 meters a second. It's really, really slow, so you're not gonna hit people at a long range. 500 meter range, it's not like that's very useful. 100% direct. Pretty fast rotation speed at 120 degrees a second. And it can go through like an entire build. So yeah, that's the Morta's stats. Use it as an assassin weapon. That's the best way to use a Morta. Alright, let's get on to some gameplay. Alright, now is the Morta cash or trash? Definitely cash. This thing is pretty nice. It's not OP anymore. I know there's going to be 6 people in the comments trying to prove me wrong, but I really couldn't care. I don't see a problem with this thing. It's honestly... It can one-shot lower-level builds that aren't built out of top-of-the-line armor. Or it just hits most of the armor off. But it is not what it used to be. Even on release, it wasn't the worst. And if you think it was terrible on release, like breaking the game, did you see the Thresher? We don't even talk about the Thresher. We don't talk about that. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, but the Morta right now, I wouldn't be like, yeah, go for this thing at all costs. It's a nice weapon. It's an assassin weapon. So if you want to brawl, don't buy a Morta. Go buy a Windfall. Or a Willow. I mean, those are entirely different things. Like, if you want a 12 energy for brawling, get a Willow, get a Windfall. One of those. Not a Morta. Morta is an assassin weapon. You come out of nowhere with 6 energy damage perks activated, and then you blast the enemy out of existence. But really, that's about it. Definite cash, but I would not suggest to just straight on go for it. Like, it's a really hard weapon to use effectively. But that was my cash trash review in the Morta. Please consider liking and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.